Hey everyone, and welcome back to another BTLO Replay. Today we're going to be jumping into EXCELTIUM. This is my second time recording it because I completely messed up the first time and just had a blank screen. So before we get into it, be sure to follow us on X, LinkedIn, or join the Discord server to keep in touch with our excellent BTLO community. We'll put all the links in the description box below, but right now let's just get straight into it and read the scenario, and we'll go through the questions, and then I fired up the lab already. So the Sentinel Bank received calls from multiple customers complaining they are seeing suspicious transactions that they never initiated from their accounts. You did the initial investigation and found the suspicious Excel document on the workstation of an IT administrator. Can you prevent the further attack? Find the threats and the IOCs in the infected file. So looks like we've got a fair few tools here that are guiding us. I think, yeah, this is a medium difficulty. It's an RE. So we've got Excel search, OLE dump, which is used on Office files. And we've got an Excel document. So that's a good one. Shellcode debug. So we should be able to dump the shellcode or look for it. MS off crypto crack. So this is to crack passwords on Office documents. And we'll likely have, I think OLE dump is a Python script as well. So we should have Python installed on the machine. Yeah, we're getting the password. We're looking for stream names. That's OLE dump. Looking for two positions for get AIP. That'll be where the shellcode is, well, the program will jump to that and start running the shellcode, likely. We've got some detection rules, got MD5 hash, and virus total. So it looks like we've got some OSINT in here as well. Always a good one before we jump in is to figure out how old these labs are. So 9-15 days. So 9-15 days before today. Just in case we need some OSINT. So 5th of April, 2021. It was released around then. All right. Let's jump straight into it. BTLO. Whoop. I wasn't clicked in the screen. All right. So first one is we're going to look for the password. So it looks like we've got the infected file there. Got the infected file in here. They should be the same file. Let's have a look though. So cert util hash file infected, and then we want an MD5. And then we want to look at, okay, same file. I wonder, it's not asking for this hash, is it? Which question was that? That was just down the bottom. That hash of the file? Let's have a look. Ah, quick win. All right. It wanted the hash of the XLSX file. Cool. So we've jumped straight to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Question 9. So question 9, question 10. So I guess that's, no, it is question 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Bear with me today. I haven't had much sleep, but always good to read the questions first because you may come across evidence that is an answer to a later question. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to make this font slightly bigger. I like 24. Let's go with that. All right, so we're in the tools directory. We know it's the same file. We should have Python. We can check what version we have. 3.9.2. Excellent. Let's run ms off crypt crack, and against the, I think I should just be able to run it straight against the infected file. Let's give it a try. This is how I usually run tools. It'll either not work and then I'll have to run the help, or it will work and we'll get the answer. Velvet Sweet Shop. Sweet Shop? Sweatshop. Velvet Sweatshop. Also can't read today. All right. Next one, early dump. So like I said, that should be a, Python file. So we need Python again. Early dump. And again, let's just, actually, I want to run, so I've only got the password. I actually need to output. Okay, so I can output tac to get the decrypted file. So if I go Python ms, then I want to output it to standard. I want to feed it the infected file and then pipe that to Python early dump. Hey, there we go. So this is giving us two streams. This is likely some kind of header string, just based on, I'm pretty sure this is size. So if we're looking for shellcode can be quite small, but if this is bytes, like 20 bytes is very small. So I'm going to guess it wants a slash. We only have two. Educated guess that it's that one, and it is. All right. What are the two positions where get EIP is found? Now, we have, type that in the wrong spot, my bad. So we have XOR search. So if I go back here, XOR search, and I'm going up. XOR search and find EIP. So Dadia, I think that's how you pronounce it. Dadia Stevens is the creator of these tools. There should be, I was reading one of his blogs before when I prepped. Jai's got a lab right up. It could be in the Sands one. Let's have a look. This is what I wanted. Okay, XOR search, TACW. So this just runs like a bunch of rules against whatever you give it. And then they've done TACD3, which disables the rot encoding. So let's try that. So I want to give it, and I'll make this full screen again. So pass it dump. Oh, and this is, okay, so this is another trick. We want to get the stream. So I think, not that I think, I know we can do this, but how you would figure this out is reading the help manual. Is we can look in here, so we can select an item, and the item in this case that we want is A2 stream, which we saw before. So I'll run the last command before to explain this again, and then we want to dump it. And the dump we can then pipe to, can we pipe it to, or we might just want to dump this to a bin file, and then we can run our analysis on that. And it doesn't really matter what we call it. Like we could call it .text, whatever. Like Windows isn't going to care really, especially if we're in command line. All right. So what I'm doing, we're running this to see what stream we have. So the A2 stream. And then we want to go back here and we want to go TAC S. We want to select the A2 stream. And then we want to dump this. And we're going to dump this so we can continue to analyze it into infected.bin. And this will drop it into the tools directory. Why did that have a fit? Ah, I know why. Because I'm giving the options to Python, not to OLE dump, which is what I want to do. So again, same options, but to OLE dump. TACD. This will down dump it to infected.bin. Yeah. And if we look at dir, we should have infected.bin. And I think that should match roughly the size, maybe? Yeah, so we're seeing here. So we're matching the size. So what we've dumped is this stream. Okay, good. Excel search is just a executable, so we don't need Python. We wanted to do tacw tacd 3 and then infected.bin and run it against that. So it's already found some EIPs. So let's copy this. Get rid of that. And then the other one was the same, but E8. Oh, I think the format wanted the OX in front. Yeah, okay, cool. So this is just running like generic, looking for bad rules against it, and it should add up and give us a score. So we've got a score of 30, which is wrong. Let's run this without ignoring the rot. So this question probably should have enabled you to answer 30 and whatever this is going to give us. Unless the kind of question had more input or, yeah, like led you to believe something else. It's a little ambiguous. Because what happens when Excel search runs and it runs this tacw is each time it gets a rule, each rule is a certain value. And it adds all those values up. So you're just getting an additive sum at the end here. So this should give us a new score, which it does, 530. If this doesn't work, I don't know where to go. Okay, 530 does work. What's the first thing the shellcode calls? So we now have the shellcode, and then we've also got, remember, I keep typing in the wrong boxes. We also have shellcode debug as an executable. So we can use this to then look at the shellcode that we have. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the options. Usually for executables, especially in Windows, your help function is /? For like Python scripts and anything in Linux, it's like tac-h or tac help. Usually if you just try and run something though, it'll be like, hey, do you want to do something? Maybe check out the help, and then it'll tell you how to look at it, which is always really useful. So we want to give it the file path, which is the infected.bin. And then we want to look at when the shellcode starts, and the shellcode's going to start. So what happens with the code, and I may be explaining this very poorly, and someone who we get on that's a reverse engineer can probably explain this much more eloquently than I can. The code normally runs and then it hits a get EIP, which is like the instruction pointer. And the goal of a malware engineer is to like overwrite that value to then jump to the start of their shellcode. So that's why we were looking for the get EIP. And now within the shellcode, we're just going to go to that and then look at the code that runs after that get EIP call using shellcode debug. So we're going to go here, /f, which is the infected.bin, /f off. I'm not swearing at you. And then I think I need, no, I don't think I need the hex value because it's expecting a hex number. So let's see, I can't copy back in. Okay, so 1C, 8A, 7E. Okay, and for completeness, this should, because it's still a get EIP instruction, it should be the same thing. It looks pretty similar. Could potentially be exactly the same thing. Wait, base offset, max steps, file offset. 41. Yeah, okay. They look very similar. So first thing the shellcode calls, which is this get proc address. So this is a function which has the brackets, and then it's making a an API call or a hook, and that's correct. So we're in the right spot. What is the step count? And then ASM. So the step count is this. And then the assembly. So ASM is the, yeah, I think it's just short for assembly. Let's have a look. What does ASM stand for? Assembly language? Yeah, okay. It's just an abbreviation. So it's assembly language, which is one step up from opcode. The assembly that it wants, what does it want? It wants the step number and the ASM code for where the shell code made the first call. So it's this. Let's copy that. Got that right. What's the URL used for the post-exploitation attack? Probably this one. What is another URL associated with the file? I think these were the same. So FPHLA and bit2. Okay. So we don't have the other URL yet. We'll come back to that. We might get that through OSINT. What is the original name of the file? We don't have that either. So this is what it's saving it to. So the Excel file, once it opens, it runs the stream, and then it does all this stuff. But essentially it's going to this address and pulling down a binary. Well, we're assuming it's a binary, and saving it to this file, which this is probably one of the answers to something. So let's find that. This one. Yeah, okay. So we don't have the original name. We don't have the other URL. First hook. These questions kind of seem a bit out of order, but maybe it's meant to be like that. What is the Windows API function to download a file, and what line is it on? So that's this one. This is the one. This is the function that downloads the file. And then does it just want the hex again? 5C 9E 7D. Okay. What's the malicious original downloaded file name? And what is the process file name responsible for having it downloaded? Virus total is a good place to start. All right, so I think I'm typed in the wrong spot again. I think I've exhausted my ability with the tools. So I'm hoping that I can glean the rest of the answers from some OSINT. We do have the hash, which is good. So let's jump to virus total. Go into here, search, look up the hash. It's definitely malicious. Payment list looks like a good indication of what this file could be called. Bingo. And then what else do we need? Another URL. And it's ending in PHP. Okay, so that's a good hint. And then we wanted the malicious original downloaded file name, and what is the process file name responsible for having it downloaded? So maybe what we probably want to look at is like a sandbox execution of this. Details. I'll look for the URL first. Here we are. We got some URLs here. That ends in PHP. Copy. Okay. It's the only PHP one there. So let's give this a try. Sweet. Okay, so on the invirus total, we got that from the behavior tab. Now we just need to look for execution. How many files is this dropping? So what I want to probably look for is .exe to start with. Okay, so this is why it's asking for downloaded. So it's copying it looks like it's downloading it somewhere and then copying it elsewhere. Could be saving it in the app data. Payment lists. Files dropped. Come to doc. Files dropped. Could be that. Could be that. Could be this one. 35A09B. They're the only two files dropped. Shell commands. XLDD. What is this executable? Microsoft Office component that lets users insert and edit mathematical equations. The flaw is prevalent in all time traveling. Okay, so MS15. So does that mean 2015 for, yeah, MS15. When was this lab? I don't think it was that long ago. 915 days. So, profiles. Where my head's at with this, we've got two executables that could be responsible for this second process name, which is a file name for being responsible for downloading it. And then we have two possible executables that it was first dropped as, being the winlog.exe and the random string thing. I want like a sandbox graph to show me. I need, oh, here we go. Joe's normally has good. Let's have a look here. Oh, did I copy the wrong thing? I did. So let's have a look here. Joe's is normally pretty good with the like execution map that you can scroll in on, which I really like. Government sweatshop. Okay, so it looks like this binary is responsible for running VBC. Ah, it's got a whole bunch of C2. So the one we got was this from VirusTotal. I wonder if I tested the other ones, whether they would have worked. I mean, yeah, because the URL part didn't really point to that. Maybe you're meant to find it in the binary. No, I just wasn't good enough to do it that way. All right. Behavior graph finds malware. literally opens it. This does the VBC and WinLog. Okay. So I'm leaning towards winlog.exe and this one, EQNEDT32. So let's do that. So we've got winlog and then EQNEDT32.exe. Excellent. All right. Well, being a medium, there's definitely some assumed knowledge here with some of the tools. Take your time to read the help manuals. When I was prepping for the lab, I found that Daria Stevens blog that helped me how to use Excel search. I usually just Google a lot of things a lot of the time to kind of get the answers, but hope you all really enjoyed this lab. I always enjoy doing it. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to never miss a video. And in the meantime, always join us on Discord because we have a great community, and tune in every Friday at 6 p.m. BST for BTLO Replay. Thanks everyone, and I'll see you all next time.